Well, let's be honest. With the club finances, well, quite frankly, a complete and utter mess, and it probably isn't going to get better anytime soon. This might potentially be my final ever league games with Bayern Munich. Hello, welcome to Club 5, part 14 of the Global Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, we do have our final league games of the season, maybe my final league games as manager, but that's a whole different story. We might not go down that route, but we do play Darmstadt and Mönchengladbach. Obviously, if you didn't see yesterday's episode, we got knocked out in the Champions League semi-final. Completely heartbreaking, but just maybe it just was not to be this year. Maybe it's always next year, but obviously with the finances like this, would you leave? I don't know if it's the right decision yet, but I guess we'll see what jobs pop up in the transfer window. But for now, we've got a title to win. Obviously, a win here won't wrap up the title, but it will put us pretty close, I think. So the lineup will be Costa in goal, a back four of Fort, Harissa, Rambosa, and Dino, Kuramashi and Allen in the midfield. I'm not going to play Kuramashi. We're going to play Soren instead of him. So we've got Allen and Soren in the midfield. We've got Bergkamp on the right, Warner in the midfield, in the middle. Saka on the left, and Hayne up front. Come on, lads. Let's hopefully get a nice, easy win, hopefully. But yeah, it should be a fairly simple win. Obviously, if we lose this game, we're not winning our title this year. And if we don't win the title this year, my job is potentially on the line, because that's what the board want this year. And we've already failed one objective. That's to win. I think it was to win the German equivalent of the FA Cup, or certainly challenge for it, which we don't think we did. I think we got knocked out in the quarter final by Dortmund, which wasn't an easy game, but we definitely failed that objective. Allen has got the ball, plays the ball back to Haristov. A lovely goal here would be absolutely spectacular. Haristov plays the ball to Allen. Soren, come on. Hayne, come on. Bergkamp, come on. That's a grip ball. Has a chance to cross it. He does. Yes, Warner in the middle. Oh, that was close. How is that not a goal? How is it not 1-0? But we do have a corner. Haristov with the header. Couldn't get it goalward. Saka back in the middle. Soren with the header. But once again, it's just over the top of the crossbar. We are getting close to finding the opening goal of the game. We only have 3 shots, but I do think a goal is coming. Rambosa lurking at the back post. Doesn't get his head onto it. He got nowhere near the ball, in all honesty. Hayne. Oh my God. How many more chances do we need? It's getting really close. It's really close, but somehow it's still goalless, and we're heading into half-time. We've only had 4 shots on goal, which is not good, but we're still going to get a goal. And Haristov does finally put the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Bayern Munich. And that could potentially, it's not going to wrap up the title, but it will take us back to the top of the league, which is very, very nice. Things are going well, lads. I know you're better, but let's try and find that extra gear. Hopefully try and wrap up the game this half, because obviously it's only 1 goal difference. I doubt Darmstadt are going to get a goal this game. They might get 1 goal, but we need to get that second goal as soon as possible. Saka, Soren, just about creep over the line, but it's a goal anyway, and we are 2-0 up. How close was that to not going over the line? How close was it? Just about goes over the line, but it's a goal. A goal is a goal. It doesn't matter how bad it is, as long as it goes into the back of the net, which it did. Come on, lads. Let's hopefully try and get at least a 3rd goal. Probably we don't really have to rotate any players now that we're not in the Champions League final, so we'll just leave on our key players. Saka, Bergkamp Is that going to be 3-0? Yes, it is. Bukayo Saka with his 16th goal of the season. There's no way that's going to be disallowed. No way. Let the goal stand referee. And he does. He does listen to my advice. And he does award the goal. And we are now 3-0 up against Darmstadt. Half an hour left to play. We are going to make our first couple of substitutions. Dino is going to make way for Stefan Balsch. I think that's probably one area of potential improvement. Obviously, we don't have any transfer money, so we would have to sell to buy. I think if we did stay, we'd keep the bulk of this squad together, I reckon, because it's a good squad. We just need a bit more reinforcements, I think, in some areas, and injuries didn't help either. And I think for the other change, it will be... let's get off Allen off for Kramashi. I think that's probably all we'll do for now. We've got half an hour left to play. Saka whips in the corner. Haristov hits the frame of the crossbar, and that could have been 4-0. That would have been game done and dusted there. I think it probably is now, with Darmstadt only having just the one shot in this game so far, and that came inside the first half, I think. Oh, that could have been a good ball through to Hayne, but well, it might have been one. It certainly was a really unlucky header. If that came off, we might have been through on goal, possibly. Costa has got the ball. Obviously, Costa will be leaving us at the end of this season, possibly losing him on a free, but if we could get some money in for him, that would be absolutely fantastic. Bergkamp has got the ball, and Hayne does put the ball into the back of the net. I think if Hayne stays fit next season, that'd be absolutely fantastic, because he did miss a fair chunk of the season through to all sorts of injuries. So he probably missed, I'd say he missed around half the season due to not being fit, which doesn't help. Obviously, when you have Steve Bernard as a backup, who's a really good backup, that sort of does help as well. Bergkamp whips it in. That's not a bad delivery. Haristov does get his head onto it. Back out to Bergkamp. Come on. Oh, that should have been 5-0 if Bergkamp has stayed on side. How many changes do we have left? 2. Let's go on Gotts for Bergkamp. Saraceno on for Saka. And, let's go on Steve Bernard for Lars Hayne. Give him a little run around for the final 15 minutes. Come on, lads. Let's hopefully... I don't think there's much more to do in this game other than just keep the clean sheet. That's all I ask of you boys. Don't concede any goals, and that's why Costa is most definitely leaving, because any other goalkeeper, that would have been... he would have saved that. Anyone would. But no, Costa lets in the most easiest goals, like we saw in the semi-final. There's a few chances where he possibly could have saved a goal, but just didn't. Saraceno whips it in. There was quite a dangerous cross there, a low cross, but nobody puts the ball into the back of the net. Somebody did have a shot. I presume it might have been Waller or Gotts, but should have been a fifth, but just wasn't to be in the end. But looks like we are just going to hang on to this 3-goal lead, and we do win the match by 4-1, and we do go back to the top of the league, 2 points clear once again at the top. And this sets up for should be a nice, easy last game of the season. Obviously, Bergkamp scouted by Newcastle, also scouted by Tottenham Hotspur. 85 million. I mean, I expect at least 100 million, if not more, considering of his age, and his contract ends in just 4 years' time. So I'd say at least 150 million for Bergkamp. That would be absolutely lovely. But yeah, a win, and once again, champions of the Bundesliga. So the lineup for our final league match of the season against Mönchengladbach will be Costa as goal, playing his final ever game for Bayern Munich, and a back four of Fort, Arista, Rambosa and Dino, Soren and Allen in the midfield. We've got Bergkamp on the right, Waller in the middle, Saka on the left, and Hayne up front. Come on, lads, let's hopefully get the win we need, or the draw, because the draw will see us win the title of as well because of our far superior goal difference. It's like at least 20 clear of RB Leipzig. Yeah, their goal difference is 52. Ours is 72. We're quite good. I don't know if we've scored as many goals as we did last year. I think last year we scored like at least 111. I'm not sure how many goals we've scored this year. I think we've definitely conceded a few more as well, but we can take a look at that after the game. And we've got a penalty by the looks of it, which has been awarded. Who's going to step up? That's the big question. Saka has scored his past few penalties, I think. Does he score this one? Yes, he does. He does send the goalkeeper dive in the complete opposite direction, and we are 1-0 up. And as it stands, we are going to be winning the Bundesliga once again. Did we win the Bundesliga? Did we win the Bundesliga last year? I think we did. Yes, I'm sure we did. I'm assuming we did. Did we? I can't remember. I think we did win the Bundesliga last year. I think we are going to do it once again this year. Bergkamp has got the ball, whips in. That's not a bad delivery, but it goes out to Waller. Bergkamp again. Come on, have a shot. It's just wide of the goal. So very close to finding the back of the net. We've been seriously unlucky with our past couple chances. Should really be 2-0, but hopefully that goal is coming anytime soon. Hayne, the ball was in the right area, but doesn't quite get there ahead of the Mönchengladbach keeper. And Haristov, that's a lovely bit of control. Absolutely beautiful and neat. That's what I like to see. Haristov plays the ball to Allen. Come on, Saka. Come on, somebody get on the end of it. Dino has the chance to cross it. Allen on the edge of the area. Ford has the chance to shoot. Does he? No, Allen. Dino, somebody shoot for the love of God. Dino does eventually have the shot, but it was high and wide, well over the top of the crossbar. And it looks like we are going to go into halftime with the 1-0 lead. It's not too bad. I don't see Mönchengladbach getting a goal. Where are they in the league? They are 8th, pushing for a European spot. Obviously, if they win, they can potentially sneak into European places. And Warner does put the ball into the back of the net for his 20th goal of the season. See, it doesn't matter when Hayne doesn't score. As long as the players around him score goals, that is all very, very good. Bergkamp whips in. Rambosen with the header. Could have been a third goal, but it was just over the top of the crossbar. What are Leipzig doing? Leipzig are beaten. They do play Kaiserslautern, so their match was obviously going to be a win. That should have been a goal for Mönchengladbach. I'm not sure having missed from that silly angle, but he did. Half an hour left to play. Obviously, we've got this free kick now with Warner. Is going to step over it. Will he score it? He doesn't. It clips the side netting, and we are going to make our first couple of changes now. Allen is going to make way for Klamashi, and I think Fort comes off for Bradley. Bradley not really a right back, but he's a makeshift right back. He's an accomplished right back. Not natural, but he can do a job there. He'll be fine. We've already wrapped up the title. It doesn't matter if he plays out of position. Come on, lads. We've got 15 minutes left to play. Warner with a free kick. Soren Bergkamp puts the ball into the back of the net for his 12th goal of the season, and we are now 3-0 up against Mönchengladbach. I think that's definitely the 3 points wrapped up, and most importantly, thing of all, the title is wrapped up, which is very, very good. We may not have won the Champions League today, or we may not have been in the final, but we are most certainly going to win the Bundesliga once and for all this year. Saka, Kamashi, are we going to get... Oh my God, I thought... Was that back heel from Hayne? It looked like it was, but I don't think it was. It was probably close to it. But we've got 10 minutes left to play. We are going to make our final couple of changes. Thiago... Is Thiago actually fit to play? I think he is. So we're going to get him on. Obviously, he had that nasty ligament injury, so hopefully he can play a lot more game time next year. Bedard on Verheyen, and I think that's probably it for now. Obviously, we do have one more change, but we'll just leave that just in case we get anyone injured, which hopefully not. Hopefully, touch wood, nobody gets injured. Soren has got the ball, plays the ball to Warner. Dino has the chance to cross it. Saka, Kamashi, somebody have a shot or somebody put the ball into the box. Then Dino does fire across goal, but it is cleared by Mönchengladbach, and they are now on the attack with Antonio. That's a great goal, to be fair. To be fair to him, he did find the top of a corner, and that's most definitely a goal. Well, I don't think Costa had any chance of saving that. Not that he was ever going to get to it, because he's a terrible goalkeeper. That's probably mostly why we didn't get to the final of the Champions League. I've got to stop talking about the Champions League. It's making me all upset now. And we've done it. We have won the Bundesliga for the second time in 2 seasons. That is absolutely incredible. I think next year we do win the Champions League. I think we probably just stay on, regardless of the finances, because be realistically, this squad is very, very good. Obviously, we've already got a goalkeeper coming in to replace Costa, so it's probably... I don't know what we need to improve. Probably, possibly a left winger, because Saka, he's all right, but he is aging. Obviously, we do have Saraceno coming up and improving, but hopefully, I'd say probably sell Saka and getting probably a world-class left winger. Then that should be us done in the summer. Probably just a one signing, which will be absolutely incredible. We do the double. What did we win? Oh, we won the German Super Cup at the beginning of the season. I'm one of the top English managers. That is absolutely incredible. Let's take a look at the Hall of Fame. Am I on the... Don't think I'm on this one, am I? Continent? Am I on that? No. Nation? No. I'm on English, surely. Surely I'm on England. No, it's got to be nationality. Yes, I'm 5th, along with this fella. That was the previous version of the Globe Explorer, where we started off at Torquay and finished at Man United. That is absolutely incredible. I mean, absolutely ridiculous, that is. If only when we won the Champions League, we might have been the best manager in the world. Oh, I'm still in 2 minds whether or not to stay or go, so I guess I'll see you all in the next episode for possibly a bit of transfer window or maybe job hunting. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.